Welcome to something to talk about.
Hi, welcome to Something to Talk About. My name is Taco, and happy day after Halloween. Hope you guys had a really good Halloween. Hope your stomach's filled with candy, and or not. I mean, don't overdo it. Go back and watch my Dreadfort video from yesterday. I'm really excited about surprising you guys with, well, maybe it's a surprise, with a Halloween special for Dreadfort. But yeah, we're talking about another person. Well, the house has a kind of a Frankenstein-y thing to it, right? Because a member from this house is resurrected with lightning, much like Frankenstein. But we got Simon Dondarrion, and their sigil's lightning too. The Lord of Blackhaven. Very, very small character. So I hope not to spend too much time with this, honestly. I trying to make some shorter videos. I still can't believe my hour-long Makoro video. Go watch that. That's perfect for Halloween. Read this, pause this, read this. Yep. Let's get into Simon Dondarrion. So much smaller character. This was a request. I'm going to read the first half of this. So this was a request from Diego P. And originally, I was going to cover Reznak, Mo Reznak, and I'm going to explain it more at the end. But I decided when I agreed to that, I was covering these characters a lot less. I cover them a lot more now. And Reznak is just too big of a character. I wouldn't be doing it the type of justice that I want to do. And as of right now, I just didn't want to cover him. Way too big. Probably would like, I probably would abandon him even if I started it. So I went down the list knowing that Diego comment or requests a lot. And the next request, even though it was supposed to be way further down, is Simon Dondarrion. So, yep, I moved that one up. So, yeah, yeah. I'll read all this later on, but that's essentially why Diego's request of Simon is where it is now, opposed to supposed to be like next year sometime. I moved it up and replaced it with my Reznak, who, at least for now, I don't plan on covering. Sorry, Reznak fans, but ain't gonna happen. All right, so let's talk about Simon Dondarrion. No art on this dude, so you're just gonna get the best I can do here. Simon Dondarrion was the Lord of Blackhaven and head of the house during head of House Dondarrion during the reign of King Jaehaerys I. Simon was gallant and handsome, and he was an accomplished singer. And according to Archmaester Gyldayn, Simon was as skilled at the high harp as he was at jousting. We're going to find out good at both of those things. So we'll talk about House Dondarrion. Blackhaven, the castle of these great martial lords, is located in the Dornish marches near the Boneway, controlling the pass to Dorne. The Dondarrion line was founded when a messenger from the Storm King was ambushed by two Dornish men while riding on a stormy night. Ooh! An arrow killed his horse and his sword broke when he fell, so he didn't have any weapons or anything. And he thought he was doomed, and a bright purple lightning bolt struck the two Dornish men, killing them both. The man was thus able to deliver the crucial letter in time. For this, the Storm King raised him up to lordship, and he became the first Dondarrion. I love that story. I love that art. I love the idea of lightning, like saving this dude's life, like two forks, like nuts, right? Nuts. All right. The Bastard of Blackhaven was killed by, a character named Bastard of Blackhaven was killed by Meraxes during the last storm, one of the battles during Aegon's conquest. Then during the Second Dornish War, Lord Harmon Dondarrion had his nose cut off by the Vulture King, who also burned Blackhaven. Harmon helped Lady Elaine, Karen, and Lord Samuel Tarly defeat the Dornish outlaw during the Vulture Hunt. So we don't need to talk about Savage Sam like I feel like I do all the time. But yeah. Yeah. Moving on. So cool Stormland's house. And I like the idea of Blackhaven too. So much of my like teenage gothiness loves House Dondarrion. It's very fits to that vibe, right? In 54 AC. So this is where we're at. We're gonna be in the reign of Jaehaerys I, which I said already, and this is all stuff from the Fire and Blood book. So not a lot of stuff. I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of context with just a little bit of Simon, and that's gonna be how we have to cover him. So yeah. In 54 AC, the year of the stranger, King Jaehaerys I and Queen Alysanne Targaryen flew to Old Town to influence the election of the next High Tower, or a High Septim. The Septim Elfin was one of the 7 preachers and a champion of the doctrine of exceptionalism. I'm running through this. A lot of this is very complex, but has nothing to do with Simon Dondarrion. He is eventually chosen. And he now joined by Kingsguard and retainers. The royal couple decides to stop at castles in the Dornish marches on their way back to King's Landing, including Hornhill, Night Song, and Blackhaven. So that's why the good Queen Alysanne and young old King Jaehaerys are even in the Marshall Lands, right? So they fly to the High Tower of Old Town so they can influence the election of the new High Septim. Sorry about my voice. It's going. I'm losing it. So I'm trying to speed through this. So they help sway an election for a powerful religious figure. Yay, politics, right? And so they stop at Hornhill, Night Song. I covered Hornhill not too long ago, and I like Night Song too. So yeah, and then at Blackhaven. So Simon's father, Lord Dondarrion, welcomed King Jaehaerys and Queen Alysanne at Blackhaven. Though the castle was small and modest compared to some, Alysanne found Blackhaven especially cordial. Lord Dondarrion was a splendid host, and Simon played thanks past me, leaving these landmines of typos, played at the highest harp as well as he jousted. So yeah, Simon was playing the harp. His dad was just a really good host. And yeah, Simon charmed the royal couple with sad songs of star-crossed lovers and fallen kings at night. All right. The queen was so taken with Simon that the royal party lingered at Blackhaven longer than they intended. They were still there when they received the letter from Storm's End with the news that their mother was at the point of death. They left on their dragons, and then the men followed at foot. So yeah, they spent longer at Blackhaven than they were planned because it turns out Simon's dad was a really good host, and Simon was just playing awesome music, just shredding that harp, right? And they were liking it. And they stayed there so long that they got a letter from Rhaegar Baratheon, the Lord of Storm's End, about their mom, who's married to Rhaegar, like, hey, dude, she's on their deathbed because of a little baby birth isn't going well, right? So we're moving past that, and we're jumping to the next time we see Simon. So the tourney for the completion of the Dragon Pit. Nearing the completion of the Dragon Pit, the following year of 55 AC, so it's a year later, Master of Coin Lord Manfred Redwine proposed to King Jaehaerys to celebrate the completion of the Dragon Pit with a great tourney, to which Jaehaerys agreed. Lists were raised in the fields west of the city walls between the Lion's Gate and the King's Gate. So that's where the jousting was. And the jousting there was said to be especially splendid. The tourney is considered the greatest the realm has seen since the Golden Wedding. That was Rhaegar Baratheon's marriage to King Jaehaerys and Alysanne's mom. After winning the Squires tourney, Rickard Redwine was knighted by the king himself. Good job, Rickard Redwine. The champion's laurels went to the gallant and handsome Sir Simon Dondarrion of Blackhaven. That's what we're talking about. Who won the love of commons and queen alike when he crowned Princess Daenerys, not that Daenerys, a different one, Daenerys Targaryen as his Queen of Love and Beauty. As the dragons had yet been settled in the dragon pit, the colossal edifice, thank you, was chosen for the site of the tourney's grand melee, a clash of arms such as King's Landing has never seen before, won by Lucamore Strong. I've done 2 videos for Lucamore the Lusty, so if you need to learn about that guy, go do that. And if you want to learn more about this era too, I would suggest my Lucamore Strong video, and I would suggest my Ryam Redwine. Let's talk about the difference. Covers this era a lot. So yeah. More tourneys and a war. The tourney at King's Landing on the anniversary of the King's coronation, that's what they call it, was held. You need a better name for that tourney. The tourney at King's Landing and anniversary of the King's coronation. Why don't you just call it like the black wedding or black tourney, the gold tourney, the King's tourney? I don't know. Come up with something. The 10-year anniversary tourney was held at King's Landing near the end of 58 AC to celebrate King Jaehaerys I Targaryen's first decade of rule. King Jaehaerys watched the joust in a royal box with his wife, good Queen Alysanne, and their children Daenerys, Aemon, and their newborn Balon. Simon was defeated. Oh no! So Simon Dondarrion was in it, but he was defeated by the eventual champion, the young knight Ryam Redwine, who also defeated Ronald Baratheon, Arthur Oakhart, Harry's the Ham Hog. I love Harry the Ham. And Kingsguard Knights, Lawrence Roxett, and Lucamore Strong. Holy crap. The Third Dornish War, also known as the Lord of Rogar's War, was a war of another rebel calling himself the Vulture King and his followers who pillaged the Dornish marches during the reign of Jaehaerys I Targaryen in 61 AC. So in 61 AC, Lord of Rhaegar Baratheon traveled to King's Landing, asking King Jaehaerys for help in his leave to go and end the threat. Jaehaerys replied that Lord Rhaegar not only had his leave, but he had his sword too. So Jaehaerys helped him. Lord Simon led a small force of martial lords. So this is who we're talking about. Now he's Lord. Lord Simon Dondarrion led a small force of martial lords into the western mountains of Dorne to cut off any means of escape for the Vulture King's men, while King Jaehaerys and Lord Rhaegar Baratheon pursued the outlaws from the east. The Vulture King was eventually captured and slain in single combat by Rhaegar Baratheon. In total, the war lasted not even half a year. Rhaegar's brother was also teamed with the Vulture King, I'm pretty sure, and then Jaehaerys killed him for him. So yeah, it was a crazy war. That's it. That's all we got, you guys. I got one more slide. Click like and subscribe. Yeah, that's all we have for Simon Dondarrion. Seems like a cool character. A little bit, but we don't get enough of them. Should I come up with a random theory at the top of my head? Yes, that's what I'm doing. Aemon Storm. This is so stupid. So like I was gonna say, or like I said earlier, this was originally I was gonna cover Resmac, who was requested by Diego P. But after I looked at how long that video was gonna be and the way I cover characters nowadays, I decided not to. So since I felt bad for skipping his requested character I already agreed to, I went further down my list and saw Diego also requested Simon, who is a much, much, much smaller, as you can see. So I brought him up the list and covered him instead. So I still hope you enjoyed Diego, and I hope you guys enjoyed this smaller character. Now, for Simon, he is a teeny tiny character, but I love this time in the lore, and that King Jaehaerys' early reign is full of tourneys and building things, and it's always fun to visit. Simon seems cool, a musician, very skilled, jouster. No real theories on him I could find. In fact, I found none. So I can make one up if you want. I even came up with more reasoning while I was reading this video. Alysanne had an affair with Simon. That's the theory. During her visit at Blackhaven, and Aemon Targaryen is his bastard son. I put no effort into this, and I stand by it. They stayed there in 54 AC, and Aemon was born in 55. That's all the proof I need. I came up with another proof as I was reading this. And humor me. Look at the songs that he charmed the couple with sad songs of star-crossed lovers, like Good Queen Elisane and Simon, because they can't be lovers, right? So he charmed them with star-crossed lovers and with fallen kings. Like a song about how you should be dead and I should be banging you. Proof. Aemon Storm. I didn't even think about that until I was reading it for you guys 10 minutes ago, and I was like, wait a second. Star-crossed lovers and fallen kings. That sounds exactly like the thing you're going to sing when you're trying to bang the queen. Oh, that's so funny. All right. Maybe not. I don't know. Do you guys think, is there any possibility for Aemon Storm? Probably not. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Click like, subscribe. I hope you guys had a really good Halloween. Go back and watch my Dreadfort video. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the small character of Simon Dondarrion. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you, Diego, for the request. I'm going to go eat some cough drops. Peace.